Hello, hello, hello,
Hello.
Miss Norma. How are you today?
Great. Thank God.
Yes, thank God. Saludos to
Woo-hoo-hoo.
everybody. Saludos to everybody coming in. Saludos everybody at La Jefa Oldies. Saludos to Sirius Tejano. Saludos to Tejano TV and everybody listening and watching. And if you're watching us later, if you're watching us live, we're on Gigi La Chicana Guerrero Facebook, Giras y Desveladas Facebook, Giras y Desveladas YouTube. Share, like, and subscribe, and also Tejano TV. Or you're listening to us on La Jefa Oldies or on Sirius Tejano. Thank you for everybody coming in, and just a friendly reminder, thank you to my sponsors and for Giras y Desveladas to help us pay the light bill and
Yeah.
and the internet so we can stay on. And if you'd like to
That's
be a
right.
sponsor, get a hold of us, get a hold of me, or get a hold of Norma. Also, if you are an artist and have something coming up, or you want to be on our show, get a hold of me or Norma Salazar, and we will accommodate. Right now, we've got the calendar fills up really quick, guys. So give us a call, and let us know what's going on, and we will accommodate. All right. So over here in the 956, we are.
What's your temperature over there?
I turned off my Alexa. I always ask Alexa. I don't know. Right now, I think it's 40 degrees, but
Oh.
40 for the valley, as you well know, is Armageddon.
Well, well,
Yes,
well.
yes, yes. Things are flying off the shelves over here. HEB está temblando los shelves. I went to buy toilet paper, but to be fair, I was, down to one roll, so I needed to stock up. But it wasn't panic buying. But I didn't see anybody panic buying. But then again, I did avoid HEB. But everybody out there, we're hoping everybody's safe, that everybody is warm and taken care of, and be careful. There's weather out there that's canceling airlines, and
Yeah.
the roads are a little bit icy, and we're not used to it here in Texas. So be careful, everybody out there. Saludos, Dorothy. How are you? Everybody coming in. Hello, Ambrose, Pete Peterman, and it's
And
snowing over there in the
Rox-
Keystone State. And Roxanne,
Roxanne, Reese.
saludos, saludos to everybody coming in. Um, who else? Alberto Reséndez. Buenas tardes, señoritas. And
Hey,
guys,
Alberto.
it's a great problem to have, watching from Pueblo, Colorado, Dorothy. Thank you so much. It's a great problem to have, but we get so many comments coming on that I'll try to get to them, and if they'll maybe get a split second on the screen. But I really appreciate you coming in, commenting, everybody. And if you're trying to comment, so that we can see, go into Gigi La Chicana Guerrero Facebook page or on YouTube, Giras y Desveladas.
Yep. Or Norma's, and which
Or
I am watching.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why you see my eyes up and down, up and down. I feel
Norma,
like
you
a
need to be
yo-yo.
co-hosting, Norma. Jeez, please, you got homework.
Hey, this little chili, you know what? I want to tell everybody congratulations on the awards that are going on and some of them that are going to be going on. Congratulations for all the nominees.
Yes,
Well deserved, well deserved.
yes.
And what else? What
Well,
else?
congratulations to Tejano Mundial, and thank you, Tejano Mundial, for having this award show so that we all can either cheer on our favorite artists or cheer
Yeah.
on new artists and get to know them. And it's a great thing. And some people have complained that there's too many awards show. No such thing. Some people complain there's too many podcasts. There's no such thing, because the more of us that are out there, the more we're getting our message across, and we're just going to push and shove our way in there until they just cannot ignore us anymore. Right, Norma?
Right. You know what? I also want to congratulate Jay Bettis and Shelly Lares and all them for the proclamations. Stephanie Mundial,
Mm,
all as well. All
that's
of
right.
them. Ram and David
Yes.
Garza, all these boys. all these young ladies.
Yes.
Congrats.
Yeah, and
That's them.
a lot of those are from the golden era of Tejano, and they're like
Yep.
they're going into their legendary status now. Like official. They are, we know they're legends, but now they're being with a proclamation like that. That is so awesome to just kind of set that in stone for everybody. Super proud that you all are representing us. That is awesome. It's just it's a wonderful thing to have happen to this industry and have recognition from the state like that. The more
Right.
and the more they do, no me regañes, Normita. No me regañes, Normita. Well, look, she's not paying attention.
I'm like going up, going down, up, down, up, down.
Saludos, Roger, Jalen Llanas,
Why,
and
Roger?
Lisa Treviño says hello, Gigi and Norma. Saludos desde Pearsall,
Hey,
Texas. Saludos,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Daniel Garcia.
Daniel Garcia. See,
My
I don't
brother.
see. You see him there, but I don't see him here.
I
So
see him. I see
wherever
him.
wherever you're at, you're good. And Roxanne says yes, congratulations to everybody. So thank you, everybody. Yeah, that's really awesome. And the more of these kinds of goings ons, the better. I salute también Tejano Legend Pioneers in Houston with Ramirez. Oh, what's his name? Gosh, his name is escaping me right now. But he does one every month also as well. He recognizes artists, legends or pioneers in for the chapter there in Houston. Mike Ramirez. I remember. Mike Ramirez. Saludos to Mike Ramirez and everybody out there. Connie G, his wife, that also they're always working together and getting that. It takes a village, right? It takes a village.
It does.
Mhm.
It does.
And it's awesome. So, uh,
Oh,
again,
hey, one more thing. One more
yes,
thing
yes.
for all the fans for Selena's, her museum that happened over there at the
Oh yeah, at the Grammy
Grammys.
Museum.
There's famous artists that went to go, which is one of the Wayne brothers that went to Corpus to take a picture of her
I
statue. And
saw
if you guys don't know the Wayne brothers, okay, they're three brothers. They're comedians, so they're very famous, very famous. So
weren't they the ones that had the show Color
yep.
something
Color
in Living
is
Color?
it Color Me Bad?
In Living
No,
Color, I think it
in
was in
Living
Living.
Color. Yes, in
Right.
Living Color.
That's where that other comedian actor got his start. The
That's where
Mask
J Lo and all
and
them.
J Lo got started, and the Mask
Yeah.
guy, who's the Mask guy?
I'm talking about Mexicanas, okay? Yes.
The
Mexicanas.
Wayne brothers are
Not
not
everybody.
Mexican, so
I know. But he went to go see our girl, Selena.
yeah.
But, congrats on that as well, because you know what? It's sad that Mr. Quintanilla didn't get to see that. But the
I'm
wife
sure he knew it was in the works.
represented. What
I'm
was
sure.
that?
I'm sure he knew it was in the works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
But to be there and
Oh
to
yeah.
see
Of
the
course.
glory of all the hard work that the whole family put in, put it that way.
That's true.
Everyone that
That's
put
true.
into
Yeah.
doing it.
Yes.
It's
Congratulations
work.
to the Quintanilla family and
Yes.
how they're keeping her legacy alive. It takes a lot of dedication, blood, sweat, and tears from everybody, and we all appreciate it because that keeps her in the forefront, keeps her, relevant for the younger generations as well. So that is really cool. And so much going on. I think Tejano is really in an upswing. I think a lot of people are paying attention to us. Ya ves Monterrey. Monterrey
Yeah.
is
Woohoo.
watching. San Luis Potosí is
Julio
like,
Castro,
yeah, Julio Castro, Perfecto, Gabriel,
Angel,
Angel,
Perfecto,
Alan.
Liliana.
Yes, so
Yeah.
many. So
Angel.
we were, yes. Well, there's saludos desde Cuba, Mr. Papuchi. Saludos,
Hey,
Papuchi,
Papuchi.
desde Cuba. ¿Cómo está el tiempo?
Congrats.
¿Cómo?
Nomination too.
Ya felicidades, Papuchi, en tu nominación en Tejano
Yes.
Mundial. ¿Cómo está el tiempo allá en Cuba? A ver, platícanos.
No está frío. Está en bikinis allá. Everybody's in bikinis. Los otros somos snow bunnies con la nieve.
All right. Well, we've got an awesome guest today, and this one song, I was planning to use different songs for his promo as I promote him through the week, but this one song I really liked. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna keep this one. And so, for anybody who hasn't heard of this artist, Norma, you're in for a treat today. He's actually his family. Well, we'll let him tell us his story. But it's really el tiempo bien hay sol. Okay, dice que está bien
Nice.
sol. So it's nice and it's sunny over there in Cuba. So saludos como quiera y qué bueno. A ver cuando
You can drink me a margarita.
que tomes una margarita por Norma. So this artist is coming from a different place where we're not used to hearing from Tejanos, but I'm sure he's changing that. Hold on, my coffee because the weather.
I already had my cup of coffee, girl.
And I don't know. I was like between, like a little drink, a little fizzy drink, and then coffee, fizzy drink and coffee, but it's all good. So, sí, Papuchi dice, gracias amigo, muy emocionante saber que estoy nominado en 2 categorías en Tejano Mundial con artistas muy importantes de Texas. Sí, felicidades, Papuchi, pues tú también eres una persona importante que estás haciendo conocer a nuestra música y nuestro género ahí en Cuba. Felicidades y muy agradecidos con lo que estás haciendo tú allá, porque lo más que te conocen allá con tu Tex-Mex, el rey de Tex-Mex, con tu tejano, lo más que a lo mejor que tenemos más gente que dicen, a ver, ¿qué es tejano? A ver, vamos a escuchar, a ver, a lo mejor me gusta más el género, a lo mejor hay otros artistas que me gusten, y entonces te estamos agradecidos por eso, porque tú estás abriendo puertas en Cuba para los tejanos. Muchas gracias por eso, Papuchi.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias. And Alberto Rosales says, we got people tuning in all the way in London, England. 5 people from London. Saludos.
Hi, London.
Yeah. I wouldn't know how to say hello in the London English. Hello, Mike. I don't know. No, maybe no. That's Australia. Sorry.
No, keep it real. Keep it real.
5 people, but cool to know y'all are being heard, and we're being heard in London. Saludos.
No, nice.
London from Texas. Well, I'm from Texas, and
I'm from Michigan.
Coming from Michigan, and our artist of the day. So here, hi, Sirius Tejano is in. Saludos, Gigi, Norma, and Papuchi. And saludos to Sirius Tejano. Thank you all for being so nice to Giras y Desveladas and getting our message across, because that's what we're trying to do. We're getting all this message to everybody that we've got a lot of talent entre nosotros, and they deserve to be heard. Give them a chance. You're going to love the music. We promise you. We promise you. And you're going to say, man, I didn't realize. And really, because I do that all the time. Even with my own guests, I'm like, wow, I never heard of this person, but I love it. And here I am today with another artist, same thing. So awesome. George Vences says, hola, amigo Papuchi. Oh, George Vences is in. Saludos.
Yes.
Hey, without further ado, Cosmic RBLX 123 says, wow, saludos coming in from YouTube channel. So let's listen to our artist that we're going to interview of the day. Let me get that going.
Keep yourselves warm out there, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you have the tap water on a little bit so your pipes don't freeze.
Yeah, we don't know about that. We're not used to that.
Por favor, mi amor, yo te ofrezco este amor guardado para ti, recordando los de juntos los dos, ignorando los chismes de todos, riéndonos juntos para siempre, igual como Adán y Eva. Ay, mi amor, nunca te dejaré. Y siempre seremos como uno, celebrando nuestro amor. Mi vida y mi alma te entrego, tú mereces lo mejor de mí. Mientras que el Señor me dé vida, yo me entrego a ti para siempre. No quiero llevarme nada, ay, mi amor, que pertenece a ti. Por favor, mi amor, yo te ofrezco este amor guardado para ti, recordando los días festivales que pasamos juntos los dos, ignorando los chismes de todos, riéndonos juntos para siempre, igual como Adán y Eva. Ay, mi amor, nunca te dejaré. Y siempre seremos como uno, celebrando nuestro amor. Mi vida y mi alma te entrego, tú mereces lo mejor de mí. Mientras que el Señor me dé vida, yo me entrego a ti para siempre. No quiero llevarme nada, ay, mi amor, que pertenece a ti.
Woohoo! And that was,
Beautiful.
I know, right? And you'll never guess de dónde viene este vato.
Ooh.
Here we go. Hi.
Saludos, mi gente.
Hi,
Hi,
nice
guys.
to meet you.
Likewise. Thanks for having me this afternoon. Love it.
Saludos. This is Mario Alberto. Mario Alberto, you heard that awesome Tejano music from Mario Alberto. Mario Alberto, that music is Tejano, pero tú, ¿dónde estás?
I am in the Emerald City in Seattle, Washington.
Wow. So you know Johnny Chancla out there?
I do know Johnny. Yep.
Tell
I know
him
Johnny.
we said hi, George and
Hi.
Norma.
Saludos. Seguro. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that is a beautiful tune. You mastered the smoothness of that music.
You know, Tejano music, at least for me, is about dancing with your partner, right?
Yeah.
And you need something that you can go out and rub buckles out on the dance floor and, kick up dust. And that to me was just, I was telling this Gigi before we started the show, I wanted to keep it retro, just thinking about grabbing your wife, your girlfriend, or your significant other, whatever, and just going out, hitting the dance floor and just having fun. Because that's what I associate Tejano music with, right? Grabbing my dance partner. Cumbias are the same way, right? But there's something about a dancing ranchera tejana. You just grab your dando vueltas y todo. That to me is home.
Or cachete, cachete. Like how me,
That's right. De
it's what we say.
cachetito. That's right.
Yeah.
No, that music is, I mean, I don't think you can get more Tejano than that.
Yeah.
And to know that you're not actually from Texas
Yeah.
is kind of like, what? So talk to us. How is it that you are all the way out there, but have a strong Tejano feel for your music? Talk to us, Mario Alberto.
Oh man, it's in the DNA, man. My folks are from Texas, right? From Edinburgh, and it's a typical migrant.
Edinburgh.
Yeah, from down in the valley. I still got a lot of family down there. Saludos to all my family, La Familia Garza down in Mission. And I still got a lot of family in
What?
Edinburgh. I'm in, yeah, and so so it's in the DNA, but it's a typical migrant story, right? My parents and even my grandparents, they worked the fields, travel wherever the work was at, and just had one bad summer, not enough money to get home, and they just stayed in the Northwest. They stayed in Oregon, and that's where that's kind of where I started getting exposed to Tejano music, though. So even though the roots are from Texas, home became Oregon. And then as I got older, I migrated up into Seattle. And that's been home for probably about 25, 30 years now. So, but it's always been in my DNA. I've always listened to it from a kid up until today. I still listen to it.
Yeah.
I was in Washington, and you're gonna laugh because we were in Fairfax,
Fairfax, yeah.
because we have military kids, so they were stationed there.
Yeah.
And we were laughing because we were trying to put out Mexican music because we didn't know where to find the Mexican stores there
Oh, yeah.
or anything.
Well,
And
especially
it
up
was
in
like so
Fairfax.
funny because it's like, okay, where are your Mexicanos? Hey, can you tell us where we can go to the barrios of Mexicanos? Because we're Mexicanos, we need tortillas and all that.
Yeah.
But really, you know what? It's gonna be funny because I was like Bumper when he came to Milwaukee. Where's all the Mexicanos? And then when he saw them at the festival, it was like, oh, that's where they all are. They're coming
Right.
out of the woodworks. But where in Washington? I was like, where? I was amazed.
Look,
Yeah.
just start sniffing for the taquerias and
That's
you'll
right.
find the Mexicans.
That's right. Just
It was kind of
just-
different over there. Their foods are different.
Yeah, it's funny, especially up in Fairfax, right? Fairfax is very remote, not a lot up there. You got to go a little bit further south, like into the Tri-Cities area. There's a ton of raza up there. Or you keep going a little bit further north from Fairfax, you'll hit a ton of raza up there. Up in
Oh, wow.
Wenatchee and Omak, up in that area, man. But there's a lot of
Okay.
Mexicanos. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, how do you get your music to be put out there? Because I didn't pick up very many Mexicano stations out there.
Yeah, there's not a lot, but it's connecting with the DJs that are out here.
Mm-hmm.
And making sure you've got a rapport with them to get their music, especially Tejano music, right? I mean, because there's a handful of Mexican stations, right? But it's even fewer Tejano stations that are out here, right? And so getting the connections with Eastern Washington, even into Idaho and into Oregon, right? So making sure you're connecting with them and getting them getting the music, getting them new music, and so it's hard, it's challenging.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, I come from Michigan, and we do have, but like we have to go an hour away.
Yeah.
Just about like how you would have to go a ways just to get to Hispanic stations.
Yeah.
And just like, okay, we were searching. We were really searching. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, it's kind of squares over here.
Yeah,
But
we've got a ton of Latinos, but Latinos. I mean, we've got Mexicans, we got South Americans, we got Central Americans, Puerto Ricanos, Cubanos. So the diversity just within the Latino culture here in Seattle, it is broad. It is very, very diverse. So, and not just from music, but food as well, right? So yeah.
So
you
you've
hear
got
anything?
you've got a big job putting Tejano
yeah.
in your area.
Yeah. Yeah, and so a lot of times when I perform, I focus on cumbia because cumbia is pretty international, right?
Yeah.
You can target a lot of people with cumbia. So using the cumbia, I can mix in cumbias tejanas, but I can also mix in Tejano music in there as well. So there's a little bit of strategy behind, performing in an area where Tejano is not real dominant, but you can still get it out there.
And it's funny, like we mentioned beforehand, that like talking to all the legends and the pioneers, they used to have, quote unquote, and it's something they just said between, entre ellos, they called it the migrant tours, right? Because what they would do is the migrants from mostly the valley would go up and go to the fields, migrant work over there. So then the music, the bands, the musicians would follow the migrants and they would all perform over there. So really, Tejano was out there first, as opposed to the music that you're listening to now.
For real.
So really, Tejano was the first bridge out there to Mexico and those upper parts of the United States.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's great that it's coming back around and coming back to where it kind of all started.
Yeah, I mean, because I remember, you know, my dad, he listened to a lot of early, you know, conjunto, right? And so that's what we listened to, and that was on the radios. You go to the bailes, and that's what you would hear. And then, you know, as the generations change, and as you know, even the demographic change with other Latinos coming in, so did the music, right? And so, but yeah, like you're saying, Gigi, it's bringing it back to what it used to be, right? And not necessarily fighting, but just pushing to get it out there, right?
Yeah. There can be a happy medium between, you know, okay, you play your song, we play our songs, you play, you know.
Yeah.
Let's all like each other's music.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
Yeah.
music is definitely universal. Music is magic. That's how I was saying.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Saludos. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Irma.
Go ahead. Okay.
I was going to say saludos to David Vela watching from Oakland. Let's see who else. Anybody out there? Roy Arriaga. Saludos, Roy Arriaga también.
Right.
And yeah, everybody watching. So thank you for watching. Yeah, so that's, go ahead, Norma, what you were going to say.
So literally, you said you started because of your dad. Do you have history of music in your background, or did you start in school? What made you interested in getting into this genre of music?
So my dad he played accordion and bajo sexto. And so I remember as a kid sitting on my dad's lap trying to push the buttons while he was playing the accordion. You know, and my dad was a big polka guy, right? So he'd be playing polkas and I'd be pushing the buttons and my dad would be like, "That's it, that guy," you know. But that's what got me in. You know, I come from a musical family. You know, the youngest of 9, 7 of my siblings all either sang or played something. And so on weekends, you know, my dad, you know, he'd go out to the bar and he'd come home, you know, Friday night, Saturday night with his compadres, and they'd get in the garage. And my dad would grab the accordion, the bajo sexto, and I voy, right? I'd see my dad come out and I'd go out and I'd follow and I'd start playing with them. And that's really what kind of indoctrinated me into not just conjunto, but the Tejano music as well. My older brothers got me into the Tejano, but my dad was all conjunto. So that's
Who inspires you in the music? Like, what kind of artist do you get inspired by?
Oh man, you know,
New or old?
Yeah. So, you know, basically playing music my whole life, it's anything. So from a jazz perspective, right?
Ooh.
So sax is my primary instrument, right?
Okay.
So like John Coltrane, you know, David Sanborn, you know, guys like that, right? A lot of the old schools, you know, McCoy Tyner on the piano, right? So a lot of these, you know, legends, right? But I also grew up to, you know, a lot of the Motown, right? You know, my older siblings, my older sister and brother-in-law, you know, they got me into like the OJs, you know, it's that, you know, oh my God. I'm drawing a blank on some of the names, but a lot of the what were the original boy bands, right? Before the boy bands became a thing in
the Jacksons?
Amadors.
The Jacksons también, right? You know, I love Prince and Michael Jackson, right? Those guys are just musical geniuses, right?
Yes.
Arrangers, and you know, David Foster as well. But from a Tejano perspective, I mean, David Mares, you know, listening to early Latin Breed, you know, Jimmy Edwards, Tortilla Factory, even Jay Perez when he started singing with DLG, and you know, kind of that prime area, Emilio, right? That's really what got me big onto the Tejano music during the late 80s, early 90s.
That is so cool to hear. It's so cool to hear that you know, you're so far away from Texas, but your heart is still here. You know, your roots are still here. Your music is still, you know, you're still rooted in the music from Texas.
Yeah.
And I think that's a beautiful thing to have, because you could easily have said, you know, that's not my culture anymore.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time, you know, I'd left Tejano music for a few years, and I went to go do banda and, you know, regional mexicano for like maybe 5-6 years, and I traveled played with a lot of the big bands during that time, but my heart was always Tejano music, right? I pursued it because that was the thing,
Yeah.
right? That's where the tocadas were. That's where the money was at. So I pursued it for that. And yeah, but Tejano was always where my heart was at. And so it was when I came back to it in 2019, 2020, it just felt like home.
Aw,
Yeah.
that is so cool. Saludos to René Science. He says, hello from Science Nation, Puro Real Chicano del Valle. Thanks for keeping la onda Tejano, Puro Ed Couch, Elsa, Texas. Dale shine. Saludos al Puro 956er.
Wow.
Saludos.
You know,
to Imelda.
that's one of the he'll tell you everything about the migrants because he was a migrant, I was a migrant, your family was a migrant.
Yeah.
I mean, literally we keep on pushing out the music so that it can never die.
Yeah.
Literally, we are proud to be Mexicanos
Yep. Absolutely.
or Latinos, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
yourselves, because you know there's always
There's
controversials about
Latinx, yeah.
what you
for
put
sure.
yourself as. But you know, hey, all Latinos.
Yeah.
But it's so great that you're that far away and giving them the music,
Yeah.
giving them and pouring it out, and it's out of love, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and you're spot on, Norma. I mean, I'm proud of my Mexican heritage, right? Because my grandparents were from Nuevo León, right, northern Mexico, right there across the border. And so, you know, even though my heritage and lineage comes from Mexico, I'm very much proud of my Tejano roots, right? Because you know, you hear people say, well, Tejano is a genre. It's this, it's that. It's a people. It's about the people. It's about the stories. It's about the culture. You know, you can almost equate it to like a lot of the African American slavery, you know, how blues came out of that, how gospel came out of that, right? Because through their stories of working in the fields, the Tejanos are no different. You know, we had the German influence, we had the gospel influence, we had all that rolled into what was early conjunto and has morphed into Tejano over the years. And that's who we are, right? We are a group of people that we may not be like dominant, but we are still there. We are very much mighty and have a voice, right? Which is what I love.
That's right.
Definitely. And that's one of the reasons why I love the fact that you're pushing Tejano out there where you're at, because we need our at this important time, people need to stand up and say, hey, we're here, you know, and this is who we are. We are not you. And we're okay with that. This is us. We have things to be proud of. For example, here's our lovely music. You know,
Absolutely.
yeah. And I think that's one of the most important things that you're doing out there for the younger generations. And I mentioned that young guy I told you, 20-some years old, over there in Washington, looking for roots, looking for something to hang on to, because he doesn't see anybody like him. Why? Because he's not from Mexico. He doesn't relate, you know, 100% with that. He's not Anglo-American. He doesn't relate 100% with that either. What is he? He's an American of Mexican descent. Somos descendientes de Mexico. And so we have that heritage, and that's a beautiful thing to have. And Tejano is part of that music.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that the music is one of the ways we can identify ourselves with.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So when you're down there, where do you play? Who do you play for? Organizations, or you play for fiestas?
All the above. It's fiestas. We have a lot of wineries up here. You know, so the wineries, you know, we have a lot of distilleries up here. So, but the audience is anywhere from, like I said, the Latino population with the cumbias to, you know, you go to like a winery or a distillery or something like that, and you got everybody there, right? And so my sets will consist of cumbia, Tejano, country, and you know, so that's kind of my core, right?
Well, that is Tejano.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing everything.
And you got the wine, you got the music. Hey, what better more?
Yeah,
Party city there.
Yeah, and you kind of target everybody, right? Because you're going to hit a lot of the Americanos. You know, not everybody likes country, right? But you can at least relate to it, right? It's something that they can understand. And so, and then cumbia, like I said, you know, you can reach a lot of people with cumbia, and even salsa. I'll throw some salsa in there a little bit as well. And then when I see Tejanos out there, they ask me for, it's like, absolutely, I'm not going to hesitate for that. Which one do you want, right?
I'm sure, like it's like poor Norma. She says, like, y'all don't realize how lucky you are there in Texas that you've got, you've got all the artists very, in close proximity to you.
Yeah.
Over there in Michigan, not so much, and they have to travel sometimes to watch Tejano artists.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine that when another Tejano sees you performing, they're like, "Oh yes,
Yeah.
Tejano."
And that's the reaction that I get. They're just like, wow, wait, you play Tejano music? It's like, absolutely, right? And so being able to give them something that they can, like, because there's a nostalgia that goes along with it too. When you haven't heard it, especially live for a long time, and then you hear it, you're just like, oh man, that just like,
Takes you
I don't know,
home.
I can't explain it. Yeah, it hits home.
It is home. It is
Yeah.
home. Like your heart, it's home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is nice. So yeah. So again, having the diversity in my music, I can. It helps me open the door so that I can perform here. Because if I were to go in just as a straight Tejano artist, they'd be like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
And so
Yeah. Well, that's great to know. We have a lot of through the La Jefa Jam and Oldies radio station and Live 365. We have a lot of troqueros that listen to us and to listen to our show. So I want to announce to all the troqueros out there that if you're out there in
Yes.
Washington, look up Mario Alberto. He's
Hit
got
me
some
up.
for you. Yeah.
me
And
up.
be
Yeah.
safe out there traveling.
Yeah,
Ah,
please
Be
do.
safe.
Yeah.
Of course, be safe. Always, 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 always. It's really great to know that you're out there doing that. So how now you said you veered off into other genres because I think it's just a natural thing to do, to just veer out into what's popular at the moment, especially as a musician, especially if you're if it's your gig, it's your
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
So when did you decide, all right, I'm doing Tejano, that's it, I'm done with the other genres? Was this recently? Was this 10 years ago? Was this slowly a progression?
Yeah. After I did the banda scene, I left music completely for a lot of years because I went through a spell where drugs and alcohol really got the best of me, right? And so I had to step away because my life was spiraling and basically was an addict, right? And so I left music just completely. I had just gotten kind of lost my ways. And so, after, accepting Christ into my life, getting into ministry, and I was a pastor for many years. My wife and I were worship leaders for many years. And we decided to kind of step back because we'd always been in ministry. And it's like, let's just focus on us, right?
Yeah.
And right about that time, a friend of mine who also was playing up here is like, hey, I'm looking for a keyboard player. Would you be interested to go on the road with us? And I was just like, I don't know if I want to do that all over again. But I was like, my wife and I, we prayed about it. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do you a solid, right? So I went out. As a matter of fact, we went to Fanfare, as a matter of fact, and performed.
Oh, wow.
And
Sweet.
on the flight back, I had written 2 songs on the flight back, and it just ignited a passion all over again.
Inspired. Oh,
Yeah.
that is such a great
And
story.
so I was like, I played with the band for a couple more years, just kind of helped them out with a few more gigs. And I was like, you know what, I need to go out on my own, because they were very much one style, which is great, but that just wasn't me, right?
Yeah.
And so we just kind of parted ways, and I went my own direction to become a solo artist. So I really took that first step to just like, this is what I'm doing in 2023. And that's when I my first single that came out as an artist, quote unquote artist, was like a higher energy cumbia called Me Vuelves Loco. Right.
Oh, wow.
And that, that was my tribute / homage to Fito Olivares and Selena.
Uh-huh.
Right. And so, so that's really where I just commit, is like, I'm going for it. I'm just going to build kind of my brand and figure out who I am as an artist and just go for it. But it's going to be centered around Tejano.
Awesome. That's a great story. That really is. I love the fact that God saved you and that you went into the ministry, and that's a really beautiful story, and how promising for so many of our gente out there that are struggling with that. You are, I would say, a voice of hope for people out there that might be struggling. So if you can do it, they can do it, guys.
Absolutely.
It can be done.
Absolutely.
Saludos to Lawrence Indio. I always want to thank Lawrence Indio for doing one of the intros that we use. Saludos, Gigi, Norma, Mario.
Saludos, Lawrence.
Indio from West Texas. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence, for dropping in. Mario Alberto, what song do we want to hear next from Mario Alberto?
Let's bring up Me Vuelves Loco, right? I was just talking about it.
That's why I was like, oh, let me look it up.
Yeah, I mean, just give it, pull it up. You guys can give it a listen. And again, this is my homage, as a sax player. Fito Olivares, was always my cumbia guy that I could go to, right? And so this is my homage to Fito Olivares and Selena, Avi Quintanilla.
Awesome. All right, let me see. Is it you with a suit?
Yep.
The cuadritos?
Up against the brick wall. Yeah.
Hold on. All right, let's get this going. Let's listen to some. It's cumbia time, guys. Pónganse las chanclas. Vamos a bailar. Here we go.
Puro sabrosura, así. Vamos, let's go. Tu cinturita, tu pelo suelto, tu cuerpo irresistible es una hoguera, una quemazón que se siente el fuego de tu pasión. Me vuelves loco con tus movidas, estoy mareado, voy a enloquecer. Siento las vueltas, donde me agarro no sé qué hacer. Con cada empujón, con cada tiro, siento que en una tranza estoy. Hipnotizado con esas caderas, se mueven rico como un péndulo. A la izquierda y a la derecha, remolineando como un carrusel. Así perreando me vuelves loco hasta el amanecer. Oye, mira, siéntelo. Tic-toc, tic-toc. Tu cinturita, tu pelo suelto, tu cuerpo irresistible es una hoguera, una quemazón que se siente el fuego de tu pasión. Me vuelves loco con tus movidas, estoy mareado, voy a enloquecer. Siento las vueltas, donde me agarro no sé qué hacer. Muévelo, muévelo. Con cada empujón, con cada tiro, siento que en una tranza estoy. Hipnotizado con esas caderas, se mueven rico como un péndulo. A la izquierda y a la derecha, remolineando como un carrusel. Así perreando me vuelves loco hasta el amanecer. Muévelo rico, mami. Así. Sienten rico. ¡Vamos! ¡Ea!
Very good music. Woo-hoo. I love that. You got me jamming over here by myself.
Muévele, man.
Yeah.
People getting up and dancing to that one right away.
That's kind of
Absolutely.
music Michigan likes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pero como dicen aquí, para mover el guayín.
That's
Yeah.
right. Para mover el bote, right? Como decíamos antes. Right?
Yeah, one
Para mover
Or
el bote.
tanque.
That's right.
I hear ya. Man,
No, that's a really
that
good
was a good jam.
yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good jam.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, like I said, that was my introduction to here you go, here I am. This is me. And so yeah, I figured I was talking to doing another interview, and he's like, dude, you just came in and kicked the door down and say, here I am. And so I was like, okay, fine. So
Yeah.
So what's ahead of, what's your thing this year? What are you planning this year? What are your accomplishments?
yeah, so I'm working on filling up my gig schedule for this year. I'm working on getting into Fanfare and Springfest there, you know, in Market Square, because they're right around the same weekend. I want to try and one of the things I do need to focus on is I need to put a band together, because I perform with my backing tracks, and so I create all my backing tracks, but I want to add a drummer and a bass player to my band this year. So I'll be putting some material together to try and look for formal auditions up here in the Seattle area, so that I can, you know, start working on building my band. And I've got some connections down there just in studio work that I've been doing down in San Antonio, that if I get a chance to go down and perform in San Antonio, I want to leverage those musicians down there and actually perform with the band as opposed to backing tracks. So those are some of my goals for this year, and continue to put more music out this year too. So I got my next two songs that I'm working on that are, I just finished up my new cumbia last night. And
I can't hear you.
I'm not talking.
And I can't hear Albert. I mean, Mario.
Can you hear me?
I don't know. Check, check, check. Hello, hello, hello.
Am I muted on that side?
I can hear you.
Oh.
And I can hear Norma. Norma. Can you hear us, Norma? Norma. Norma. No?
I don't think she can hear. Norma, can you hear?
You're good on that. Something happened.
Okay, can you hear me right now? Can you?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Can you hear Mario Alberto?
Can you hear me on my end?
Can you hear Mario Alberto?
Can you hear me, Norma? Oh, we lost her.
I tell you now. That's why I was checking the. I told you the internet was a little iffy. Supposedly, it's near me. There's little rollouts.
Yeah.
So that might be what's. But
okay.
But that's here in the 956. Can you hear me now?
Goes. All right, you back on?
Talk, Mario.
All right, can you hear me now, Norma?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, something must have happened that we lost a connection and then it came back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're good.
Yeah, Mario and I talked about it. My internet service mentioned that there's outages, so it's going to be going in and out. So I was praying that everything's okay. But so far, so good. But it might be time to be wrapping it up.
Yeah. No, it's totally fine. Totally fine.
That's our cue. Let's play one more song. Mario, is there something? What do you have? What else do I put?
Oh, let's do there's another cumbia out there. Let's do Solo Quiero. So that's kind of a slower Tejano cumbia, but with accordion as opposed to sax and keyboards.
All right. Oh, and by the way, saludos to Rap. Are you with Rap? Are you with
Yeah, saludos a Rosie and Heather.
And Heather, yes.
a Joe from Giras Tejano también.
Sweet.
Yes. All right, let me get this going.
How far are you going to be from Washington, D.C.?
Oh, man, I'm across the other side on the West Coast.
I'm going to be there in March. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
Solo quiero.
Esos ojos sin igual, inexplicable, es inexplicable. Haces palpitar mi corazón, barabarim pum pam. Cuando pienso en ti, siempre pienso en ti. Cuando recibo tu llamada, se ilumina mi día y al oír tu voz me lleno de que solo quiero estar contigo. Quiero que seas mi one and only. No tengo tiempo para nothing phony. Solo quiero estar contigo. Ser tu amante fiel. que me das, con esos ojos sin igual, inexplicable, es inexplicable. Haces palpitar mi corazón, barabarim bum pam, cuando pienso en ti, siempre pienso en ti. Cuando recibo tu llamada, se ilumina mi día, y al oír tu voz me lleno de tanta emoción que solo quiero estar contigo. Quiero que seas mi one and only. No tengo tiempo para nothing phony. Solo quiero estar contigo, ser tu amante fiel, por siempre hasta el final. Yeah, yeah.
I like that. That's a cumbia
Beautiful music.
para bailar despacito, para bajar el azúcar after you eat all this.
Pava de azúcar, that's hilarious.
Saludos. Alberto says Beto Marquez is trucking to Dallas, and he said that jam rocked, the one before, I think. But yeah, and this one rocked too. I really like. I like the slower cumbias.
I love the music.
Yeah, it's you got good music,
Yeah,
Mister.
well, especially down in the 956. It's all about the squeeze box down in the valley, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's a little, it's un poquito de todo, un poquito de
Yeah.
todo, because we.
Saludos, Heather. Heather, I see Heather's online.
Saludos, yes, saludos
Yes.
to Heather Jolene, and Alcantar Music. I don't know if she's still producing. She's still producing out there. Yeah, Heather.
Yeah. Yep.
Dale gas, dale gas. Yeah. So anybody out there, Mario, how do people get a hold of you if they want to hear your music? If they I don't, where are you? Where do they find you? How do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so all my music's on the platforms, all the streaming,
Mhm.
all the downloading. So Apple Music, Pandora, Spotify, YouTube, Deezer, all those platforms. You can find me on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on TikTok under Mario Alberto or Mario Alberto Music, and that's Nuzzic, right? So yeah, you can find me out there. My contact information is out there. You can reach out to me, and willing to work with you, willing to just come out, chat with you, or collaborate with you. Just reach out or just drop me a line.
Awesome. Well, I really enjoyed your music. I'm going to be honest, I'd never heard of you before. Thank you, Heather and Rap Music, for getting us to know another artist. If y'all artists, get on our show, man. Get a hold of us so we can get you out there. Ya ves, los troqueros like your music.
That's right. Yeah. Now, and thank you guys, and again, thank you for Heather and Rosie for coordinating this, and thank you guys for making time for me to come out. It's been great chatting with you guys, and pleasure meeting you both. So I'm looking forward to continuing, going forward. So love it.
Hopefully, we could see you at Fanfare for sure.
Fingers crossed. Yep. Fingers
Norma,
crossed.
parting words, Norma.
You know what? It was very, very interesting to meet another person that's in a different area and not Texas, that's trying to reach for the stars as well, and putting our music out there. I mean, really, it takes a lot and a lot of hard work as well. So I really give you thank yous.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Because it does take work.
Yeah.
Awesome. Parting words, Mr. Mario Alberto.
No, just thank you guys. Saludos to my family down in Oregon, the family down in Mission and in San Antonio, in McAllen. To my wife, my wife, she's my biggest advocate, my biggest supporter. So I got to give her props everywhere we go. So she keeps me humble.
Behind every successful man is an awesome,
beautiful woman.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for being here and sharing your music with us, sharing your story with us. I'm sure your story resonates with a lot of people that are not in Texas, or maybe their families were from Texas. You're one of those satellite people that stayed over there, and that is part of our story as well.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
yeah, and that's a beautiful story, and then, how we ended up all over the place.
Yeah.
So that's important, and the fact that you're doing Tejano out there, that is so awesome. That
Yeah.
is so awesome. And I hope, you make a movement over there, and get it going, and more people go over there like they used to in the times of my dad in the
Yeah.
70s.
Yeah.
Iban pa Washington, iban todo para allá, iban all over
Yeah.
the place. So
Yeah.
yeah, that is awesome. Saludos to everybody. If you're not watching live, you're going to be watching it on Gigi La Chicana Facebook. You're going to be watching it on Giras y Desveladas Facebook. You're going to be watching it on Giras y Desveladas YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
And or else you're watching it with Saludos to Juan Mendoza and Laila Lisa Promotions on Tejano TV, or you were listening to us on La Jefa Jam and Oldies, or you were listening to us through Sirius Tejano Radio.
Serious.
We are
Serious.
blessed. We are so blessed. And thank you, all of you that I mentioned, for sharing our podcast so that we can share with the rest of the world our music, our newer artists that are coming out. That maybe you haven't heard of before. We are out here. Jesus Martinez says, "Thank you, Mario Alberto, for your music, playing it up here in Holland, Michigan." Oi,
Thank you. Thank you.
awesome.
I so really,
Awesome.
really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
And that's how that
Awesome.
works, guys. And that's how we're creating magic here. Feel really blessed to be doing this for all of us that want to keep Tejano relevant, not just for ourselves, but for the people that are coming after us.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
it at the forefront, because that's part of who we are.
Yep.
Completely blessed. Cuídense todos los troqueros que andan. Cuídense mucho.
Yeah.
Everybody else out there, be careful with this winter that's happening. I know for a fact that my family members had flights canceled because of this weather. So
Yeah.
just hang in there, guys. God be with everybody. Cuídense mucho. Love you guys.
Check
Love
on,
All right.
yeah.
Thank you,
Check
guys.
on your
Thank you.
elders too, guys.
Have a
you.
good week,
Yes.
guys. Thank you.
You have a
Igualmente.
blessed one.
Blessings to everybody. And outro.
Love.